All right, let's open up for questions for JT.
Jayson, just a thought on kind of what you're heading into tonight. What's the mood of the team, and how do you feel? What are some of the things that you'd like to do getting going here tonight in a critical game 5?
Yeah, obviously a big game. We know what's at stake. It's essentially best of 3 right now. And I think just to have some carryover from last game, I think just to start the game off better. I think that's been kind of the common theme of the team that loses, doesn't start off great. So, just trying to start off better than we did in game 3, obviously, tonight.
Jayson, congratulations. All NBA first team. What does that mean to you, and how did you find out?
Thank you. Obviously, it's a huge honor. I'm thankful for that recognition. And I found out yesterday, like everybody else. I saw it on my phone. And everybody started, congratulating me and things like that.
Jayson, how's your shoulder feeling?
It's feeling a lot better. Something I'm still working through, but it's not going to keep me from playing.
And also, from your perspective, how do you explain just the lopsided performances from both teams? And what have been the conversations to kind of come out differently here?
I think, like I said, I think it's really been the start of the games, except for game 1. We start off well, but turnovers, we got to stay, limit those as much as we can. And I think just starting the game off better, digging yourself a 20-point hole in the first quarter, at this time of the season is tough because you're playing against a really, really good team. So I think that's something we got to just be aware of tonight, we're starting the game.
Jayson, again, congrats on the All-NBA selection. What do you feel this year maybe you've proved around league circles?
Compared to last year, right? We won more games than last year. But I think playmaking, just being able to read the game a lot better, slowed down for me in a lot of ways. And I think it's shown, just with my playmaking abilities and kind of running the offensive times and things like that.
And as it relates tonight, just a thought on what you're going into and the opportunity perhaps to get it back to Boston with a chance to get to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, both teams know what's at stake. Essentially 2 wins away from winning the championship, but not looking past tonight at all. Obviously, on the road against a really good team. It's been back and forth through 4 games now. So it's obviously going to be a challenge, but, that's the fun part about it. I'm really excited about the opportunity tonight and, just ready to play.
Jayson, is there a part of you that says, oh, now y'all voted me all NBA, that you don't have the $30 million on the line?
What's the saying? A day late and a dollar short. But, last year was last year, can't change it. And, I'm thankful, first team All-NBA, that's a big deal. So, I'm grateful for that recognition.
How much did that slight motivate you this year? I mean, it obviously bothered you, and not only the money part, but just kind of not making the top 15. How much did that motivate you?
Yeah, it wasn't really incentivized for me, with the money and all that. It was more just, I kind of felt disrespected. And I've talked about this quite a bit, just on the criteria and how it's voted. It's just so wide open, right? And there's no really set rules on who should qualify. And I think that was a frustrating part. But it happened. Do I think I was one of the best 15 players last year? 1,000%. But that's behind me now, and I made it this year. And now we're trying to win a championship.
Jayson, what
if it was up to you, how do you think these awards should be determined?
Say it again.
How do you think these awards should be determined?
I mean, there just should be some, rules in place. I think, I don't know exactly the number, but, maybe you should have to play a certain amount of games, or maybe you are a playoff team or not. I do think it probably should be positionless. Joel Embiid was second MVP voted and made second team. Doesn't really make too much sense, right? I think it should just be like the 15 best players. And obviously with, some guys in their contract years with, super max deals involved, that's tough. I'm sure that's tough on the voters as well. So I think there's a lot that could be changed in that area, in that regard.
I mean, one thing about the top five, including yourself, is that I think the oldest player is 27. Do you feel like you're part of a generation that's really changing the league right now?
I guess so.
Congrats again on that. You mentioned before how the starts of the games kind of determine things. Peyton said you could kind of tell in the first 5-6 minutes how things are going to go. Obviously, everybody talks every game about the first and second half. The first 5-6 minutes are really important. Is there any extra emphasis on that going into tonight, just based off of the way the series has played out so far, to make sure you guys get off to a good start?
Yeah. And I think not, whatever happened last game was last game, right? Regardless if you win by 25 or 2, they all count as one. So we shouldn't feel any better about ourselves because we, blew them out. It's still worth one. And I think we shouldn't relax. We should kind of look at it as a new series, and, tonight is like a must-win game. And I think when you approach something as a must-win, you have a little more sense of urgency, especially to start. And I think that's how, we should approach tonight. And that goes in with the first 5-6 minutes of the game.
Jayson, to your right, yeah. This is a 2-year anniversary of George Floyd's death today. And obviously, after that, lots of things changed as far as the NBA, professional sports, things of that nature. Can you just speak a little bit about just the impact that that has had on you, and just some of the lessons that you have learned in the last couple of years after that this killing?
That had a great impact on everyone, especially at the time that it happened. And the stance that, a lot of people took in, especially in the NBA. And I think different scenario and situation, but obviously what happened yesterday in Texas was devastating. And obviously a lot of people have been on record last 24 hours, I guess, talking about it, and how it's sad that it's becoming something that we're getting numb to. And it truly is. What happened yesterday was sickening, and obviously everybody sends their prayers and condolences to the families of those kids. But at some point, that does get tiring of going through the same process, and the same result keeps happening over and over again. And I'm no politician and things like that, but I heard something yesterday that the guy, when he turned 18, first thing he did was bought a handgun and an assault rifle. Just if you don't know anything about laws, that just doesn't sound like something that should be, that you should be able to do. So I am a basketball player. I don't have all the answers, but something does have to change in that regard. Because obviously things like this, unfortunately, continue to happen.
Jayson, appreciate your time. We have a couple Zoom questions here. First from Lisa Salters.
Hey, Jayson. Jayson, I just wanted to ask you, as a dad, just what you were talking about. How do you compartmentalize? How do you put that aside, what happened yesterday, and focus on ball? And, you know, when you heard the news, like what have the last few hours been like for you, you know, as a dad yourself?
You know, honestly, as a parent, right, you don't even want to try to think about that. You know, I couldn't even begin to imagine what those parents are dealing with and going through. You know, it's just a scary time. I believe in the times that we're living in, where, you know, school, you know, isn't safe. And, you know, that's frightening to think about. So yeah, it was heavy on my mind last night and this morning. You know, I'm sure with anybody that has children, just, you know, want to hug them a little bit tighter and, you know, tell them you love them, because, you know, unfortunately, anything can happen.
One other Zoom question from Monica, please.
Hey, Jason, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Derek as a Celtic. I know you guys were teammates with USA Basketball. How much have you seen him grow, and has he sort of exceeded expectations in terms of what he could add as a Celtic?
Yeah, you know, obviously, love that we have D. White on the team. You know, somebody that I played in USA Basketball with in 2019, so I know him pretty well. You know, great size, and just really knows how to play the game. Obviously can handle, defend, and shoot. I think he's adjusted really well. And, you know, as good as he's been, we tell him that he needs to be more aggressive. You know, look for his shot a little bit more. You know, sometimes he can be, you know, too passive. And, you know, at times we need him to be more aggressive, and we stay on him about that. And he does a great job of always making the right play, but, you know, we need him to be a little more aggressive at times.
Thank you, Jason. Wrap it up right there. Thank you.